Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Anubhuti and I love to talk about everything beauty related. I love to do product reviews and I love to get use out of my makeup collection more efficiently, and I do a lot of project planning content here on YouTube channel. So if those are the things you are interested in, please make sure to subscribe before jumping into today's video. As you know from the title, today I'm here with my No Pan Left Behind update for month of July. I did skip the update last month, so I did not get time. Oh, and I had lipstick on my teeth. I apologize. Yeah, the June just flew by, so I did not get time to film, but nevertheless, we are here with the update on my No Pan Left Behind. If you don't know what No Pan Left Behind project is, it is basically an eyeshadow focus project pan. You randomly pick or randomize or handpick basically a number of eyeshadow palettes, and you have to use them No Pan Left Behind, which means you have to use each eyeshadow in a particular palette at least one time each in order to roll it out of the project. So once you roll out a palette, you roll a new palette in its place. Everybody has different way of doing it, their own rules, their own number of palettes. How I have been doing is I've been randomizing 3 palettes from my collection to work on No Pan Left Behind, and I'm also tracking usage on all the palettes I am reaching for outside the project as well. And if I manage to use any other palette No Pan Left Behind, I like to mention it towards the end of the video. That out of the way, let's jump into today's update. I'm going to talk about the palettes in order they were rolled into the project. So I have done a basically intro video of this project in month of March, and I have randomized 3 palettes that time. So then first palette I'm going to talk about is here since month of March. It is Nomad X Ghost Town eyeshadow palette, and this is beautiful eyeshadow palette. I love this one, and although this has deeper, darker, like colorful mattes that I don't reach for. I've mentioned so many times that colorful mattes are something that I don't reach for, and especially if they are darker, even less. So it was a challenge for me, but I'm happy that it is not as intimidating. The shades are not as intimidating as I thought, because if it's just like bright colorful mattes, I would probably not use them. But nevertheless, we managed to No Pan Left Behind this palette perfectly. Now let's go shade by shade and talk about progress. So shade number 1, which is Tombstone, I have reached for 1 time. Then shade number 2, which is Undead Sheriff, I reached for 3 times. Shade number 3, which is called Quicksilver, I reached for 2 times. Shade number 5, next shade, Skinner Salon, which is matte, I reached for it 1 time. Then Gold Rush, I reached for 1 time. And then last matte is Ghost Town, I reached for 1 time. In the next row, Copper Penny, I reached for 1 time. Then Bandit Queen, I reached for 1 time. This eyeshadow, which is called Riolette Envy, this has been my favorite so far in the palette. Of course, cool tone. This palette is cool tone basically, so I love it. But this I reached for 2 times. The blue Calamity Jane, it's like the tealy shade, I reached for 1 time. Then Calico Canada CA, I reached for 1 time. Then Stagecoach Mary, I reached for 1 time. In the last row, Garnet Empty, I reached for 2 times. Then Deadwood, I reached for 1 time. Ghost Train, I reached for 2 times. Dead Man's Hand, I reached for 1 time. Smoky Quartz, I reached for 2 times. And then Arrested Decay, I reached for 1 time. So I managed to reach this palette No Pan Left Behind. I'm super happy that I could get you some use out of this one. I would again like to pull it towards like the fall and winter, because these tones are really screaming winter to me. So that is something I would reach for more in the winter, but I'm happy that I could get some use out of this one. So this is rolling out. So this is the first rollout. Next palette I want to talk about is was rolled in the month of April, and that was my custom palette. And my custom palette was in 2 parts. So this is Sheila X Color Pop packaging that I repurposed for any eyeshadows from the palettes that I decluttered in the past. I really loved and repressed it here, like my Lakme quads for which the packaging were breaking apart, and also Makeup X Revolution shades from Hot Smoked palette. I repressed it basically in these two. So this is the 9-pan palette, and this has like 7 more shades here. So total 16 eyeshadows I had in my custom palette part, and I had a tragedy today. I will insert a picture. Today morning when I was getting ready, I knocked this palette out on the floor, and then it opened and all shades were on my floor. And all these are metallic shades, like the creamy metallics. I was like, and everything was mushed together. So there is no way I could save them. My floors are clean, but then I could not save any of them. And luckily this bad boy survived. So I still have two. These two survived somehow intact. As soon as I picked the pan and they were intact, so these two survived. These two so yeah, that happened. So but anyways, out of 9 I managed to use 6 shades, and 2 of the shades I even used 2 times from this palette. But I'm calling it No Pan Left Behind done, because there is just one shade that I have not reached for it, and today I can definitely make use out of it. But I have to basically, now I can repress everything in just 9-pan. So that is a good thing and also not so good thing. But I'm happy. I can just keep one 9-pan palette for custom palette. Anyways, I was just like second mind about some of the shades are quite repetitive from my collection. So yeah, I managed to reach 6 from this one. And from this palette, I have reached for, out of 7, I have reached for 3 shades. So I've reached for this kind of cool toned taupes shade, and then I reached for this blue, bright blue as a liner one day, and then I also reached for this Natasha Denona shade. This comes from the Love palette. I received it as a freebie, like single, but yeah, so these are the shades I reached for. So I still have to reach for 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 1 from that. So 7 shades I still have to reach for. So this is staying in the project. And then let's talk about the month of May. I have randomized a new palette, and that was Pat McGrath mini eyeshadow palette in the shade Midnight Voyage. And this is how it looks like. This is like the very tiny Pat McGrath collection. This is really, really pretty, pocket size. And yes, I have managed to No Pan Left Behind this one. I managed to reach the shade number 1 2 times, shade number 2 and 3 1 times. And in the second row, I managed to reach for this shade 2 times, this shade 2 times, and this one 1 time as an eyeliner. So yeah, this is also No Pan Left Behind. So this is the second rollout for today. So yeah, we have 2 rollouts from this update. Now let's talk about the palettes that were not part of this project pan, but I managed to No Pan Left Behind. And first one is Fenty Bomb Posse. This was like gifted to me by my sister-in-law. This has like 12 shades. This is how it looks like, pretty basic. I have problem with the metallics from this particular. If I don't use any eye primer underneath, these skip my skin. Like these crease on my eyelids so badly. This formula is not agreeing with me. I do love some of the shades really, really a lot. One is like this, what is this? Fussy. What is this? Fussy, this metallic, and this metallic, which is called Ballerina, and this is duochrome, which is called La Bronze, LA Bronze. These are like some of my favorite tones, but these don't stay on my eyes. I'm still going to keep it pulled. I want to get use out of it like organically this summer, and then I'm gonna make my mind about it. But not a fan of this palette, but I have reached for shade number, basically every shade I reach for 1 time. Just the Ballerina and Fussy I reached for 2 times. So this is a palette that I reached outside the project. No Pan Left Behind. And then the second palette I want to talk about is from Pat McGrath Labs. This is Bijou Brilliance Collection Starstruck Splendor. This is a holiday palette from 2023, and this is how it looks like. And I did manage to do No Pan Left Behind on this one. I did reach for the blush shades. First blush shade I reached for 3 times, and then second blush shade I reached for 1 time. From eyeshadows, let's go column by column. In first column, I reached for this 3 times. Second shade, this is Opalescent Moonstone. This is my favorite shade from this palette. This I reached for 3 times. Second shade is Fluor Nude, and I reached for it 1 time. Last shade is called Celestial Celadon, and I reach for it one time. Second column also I reach for each shade one time, which is Dawn Divinity, Fawnful Fantasia, and Mythic Majesty. And last column, which is Eternal Bronze, Serene Sienna, and Emerald Eclipse. These also I reach for one time each. I absolutely love this bronze shade, and also this green, which is also on my like eyes, in the outer part of my eyes. So yeah, this is another palette that I did no palette behind outside this project. Now let's talk about the new roll-ins. Because we have two rollouts, I managed to did 2 roll-ins. I recorded my Tiny Decisions app, wheel randomization, and then the first palette that was randomized was my Adapt Cosmetics Amy Loves palette. This is really unused in my collection so far. I got it end of like last year as anniversary gift for myself. So this is the first randomization. This is how it looks like. I love this color story. This is everything I need. It's kind of cool tones, pinky, kind of ethereal, fairy-esque shades. I love these shades. So yeah, I'm happy that it is randomized, so then I can get some use out of it and do no pen left behind on this one. So yeah, this is my first roll in, and second roll in is my Pat McGrath Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. This is how the outer packaging looks like, yeah, this is how my palette looks like. I have used this 1 or 2 times. I mostly use this special shade and this special shade from this palette. All the other shades are not used. So I'm also happy that I can get use out of this makeup. Although this color story a little bit deeper for this point of time, not colors I would reach for organically. So yeah, let's see. So this is the second roll in for the next iteration. So to summarize, the 3 palettes that I will be working on will be my my custom palette that have 9 shades in it so far, and I have to reach for like 6 shades out of those. Second will be my Amy Loves palette, and the third will be my Pat McGrath Moonlit Seduction. So those are the 3 palettes I will be working on in upcoming month. That is it for today's update. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Till next time, have a good day, good night, depending on wherever you are. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.